Hi guys, I'm here in India and regarding glyphosate, there's an interesting development going on in next door Sri Lanka, which is perhaps not surprisingly not being covered in mainstream media here at all in India, and people mostly don't know anything about it. Now, what's going on in Sri Lanka? What's going on is that Sri Lanka had imposed a nationwide ban on glyphosate. Why did they do that? Well, to start with, the sugarcane workers started dying from kidney failure ever since they introduced the practice of using glyphosate on sugarcane. The government got alarmed and started investigating, and it transpired that this was happening only after glyphosate was introduced in sugarcane farming. Subsequently, it transpired that even in the tea gardens, when labor was used to spray glyphosate on the ground for weed killing around the tea plants, workers started developing esophageal cancer of the throat, and various other maladies reported when people started using glyphosate here or there. That's how they imposed the nationwide ban. Now Sri Lanka is being coaxed to lift the ban in certain areas such as tea gardens and rubber plantations and so on. Because of extreme commercial pressure, they are losing market share. Sri Lanka has tried to use alternative herbicides, which is not accepted by some importing countries. For them, glyphosate is all right to be in tea, but not something else. And the other reason is, if Sri Lanka doesn't use any herbicide and do the weed killing by hand, they have to employ more people and their labor cost goes up and they can't compete with other countries growing tea who are happily using glyphosate. So under those commercial pressures, Sri Lanka is gradually reopening the country to glyphosate in this or that sector. Now, this whole story, if you read the headlines after headlines, you come to a certain kind of realization. There is an overwhelmingly large number of news headlines from mainstream that claim that banning glyphosate was hurting their industry and hurting the commercial interest of Sri Lanka. Now, what it doesn't say, there appears to be complete absence of the news of the other side, that glyphosate was banned in the first place because it was killing the people or making people sick. So when you see these two news together, the overwhelming presence of one and absolute absence of the other, you come to realize that mainstream media is interested to project the idea, knowing directly or indirectly, that making a profit for some corporations is more important than safety of the people. The second thing is, this whole news, this whole goings on in Sri Lanka is completely unknown. There is a news blanket in India. Mainstream media doesn't talk about it, people don't know anything about it, although it is happening right next door. So this is the second part of your lesson. Mainstream media does not want to write about problems going on with glyphosate, even in neighboring countries. You are not supposed to know about it. This is where our freedom of press has come to. So these are the two observations that I have. So that's it. My day's rant for today. Ciao.